Hello, it's Lieutenant, 1st Minnesota Sharpshooters, back out on the range today. Today we're going to take care of a little problem at the range, and that is the destruction of this hard drive. The hard drive undoubtedly stores some important information like morning reports, and to take care of this, we're going to use my 1860s Colt revolver. Closer look at the targets. Obviously we got the 1860 Colt loading supplies, including black powder in the rear rank there. We've got actually 2 disk drives. This first disk drive, you can see I removed the front face plate on that, letting us to see the spinning discs. And the second drive has its case, both front and rear. It's 2 stout sheets of metal. We'll see what kind of damage we can do. For those of you that have been out in the field before, why don't you get your bets ready to see what kind of denting or if we can fully penetrate these cases. I was shooting at the top drive. You can see, I think it was my first shot. That was placed clean to the left of the target. I can count about 1, 2 at the bottom. You can see some denting. 3 right by the spindle. 4. That would give us a total of 5 shots. I'm not sure if one sneaked off target. 5 shots. So far we're doing a little denting work. Perhaps let's bump up the powder load by about 3 or 4 grains and see if that makes a difference. I want to share a couple tips that I've picked up over the years. These work well for me. Interested parts in your things that you do at the range to make your shooting experience more enjoyable. The first is, especially with my revolvers, I keep a small needle nose pliers with me. This is not exactly historically accurate, but definitely helps out if you get a cap jam. Speaking of jams, I've had a number of jams with the 1860s. As a precaution, I'll go around after I loaded it and look for little slivers of lead that have been trimmed off with the ball. I'll remove those before I head to the range. I've had just a couple occasions where they actually get stuck in the cylinder, preventing the cylinder from rotating. Let's see what happened. Well, first thing that happens, we bounce the target a little bit off its little guides here. We've got a couple extra hits on the wood so we can see where misses. There's these 2 down here are new. That one's new up there. And looks like we have put 1 right there. We can see the lead kind of mushroomed and curled up. So I'm going to say maybe 2 hits there. And I think that's it. So with 25 grains, we seem to have lost a little accuracy. But, you know, maybe it's just me. Let's load it up again and give it another round. Hey guys, I just noticed this. Here's where one of the bullets went right here. So I think we can still see an impacted bullet. Definitely dented. I'm not sure if it punched through that first layer of protective metal. If we're going to destroy these disk drives, we're going to have to do a little extra work. Oh, look at this. This is knocking this thing loose. I'm loaded back up with 6 shots. I thought of a couple more tips for you. The one when I'm at the rustic shooting range like this, I like to put the caps back on my powder and caps. If I was a little clumsy and slipped and hit the table, this could put the end of the shooting day a little prematurely. Another thing, here's another tip. For those of you who hunt out in the wintertime, as I enjoy doing, you need to keep your hands warm. Particularly your fingers. You need the dexterity of your fingers to put, for the fine motor movement, or fine muscle movement, to put the caps on. Doing these with cold or frozen fingers is a difficult task. So keeping your hands warm, both when you're shooting and also when you're capping. To really do some real work. Down here in the snow, we can see is the metallic cylinder. This is the magnetic media where the disc is the data is stored. We can see we're starting to do a little damage to this thing. Busted out the motor on the backside and taking care of some of the plastic as well. Some of the nails I used to hold up the disk drive are also getting shot out. So we're starting to do some work. Let's put a few more holes on this one and we'll move on to disc number 2. You can see a little difference in the round ball here. The ones on the right hand side are a little shinier than the other ones. These have simply oxidized, kind of got a little white film over them. But no worry when it comes to shooting. Both of them shoot equally well, at least for me. Maybe the marksmen's and the competition shooters differ, but for me there's no harm in shooting anything with a little corrosion. It's fun just the same. Let's take another look at our target. It looks like the top disc is taking a couple more hits. I wanted to try to break this area up a little bit. Not yet successful. I did see I got a couple of low shots. Actually, we do see a couple more misses here, and here. Got a couple of low shots on this disc drive. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 at best. We're doing a little denting, but we're certainly not punching all the way through. This is the first time we're having problems with the caps. Hey guys, I may have found the issue here. In between where the hammer goes down, if you can see, there's a smush cap. It's probable or likely that this smush cap is preventing the hammer from fully, engaging the caps. Well, I can confirm that indeed was the problem. Here's the little culprit right here. Nothing more than a cap, kind of smashed flat. Prevented the hammer from fully coming into contact with the caps. Let's take a look at our last at bat. I think you're gonna like what you see. Finally put one kind of through the center. You can see the ball kind of bounced off it. Was able to put a couple extra through the corner. You can see that we're really kind of chewing up the bottom side of this disk drive. So we didn't completely destroy the drive, but it's certainly not operational. Well, pards, that was just plain fun. Had a good time on the range with my 44 shooting into those disk drives. Be safe, have fun, and maybe we'll see you on the range, around the campfire, or out in the field.